You want to do the intro? All right, you go.
I go, you go. Rock paper scissors. It. You want? Hey, let's rock paper scissors
All right,
live.
let's do it.
2 out of 3. Rock paper scissors shoot, and then
Okay.
whoever wins has to do the intro.
All right.
All right.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
All right. Rock, paper, scissors,
shoot. Great.
You're doing the intro. Go.
Oh, fuck. Is that what that means? Okay.
Yep.
All right. So happy New Year, everybody. It's second day of January. First day of feeling normal for me. Which is weird. Spent yesterday in the ER for absolutely no reason. That's what it feels
I can't imagine that, Bill.
Yeah, I can't wait. I mean, I literally told the neurologist, I was like, yeah, I'm going to send this on to the urgent care center that told me to come here. It's ridiculous, but
Yeah.
that's all.
Yeah.
So coffee conversation, content and conversations. We're actually going to try to do this thing weekly, like we keep saying we're going to. I think, the one thing that people on the outside don't really understand is just like, we really do have these conversations all the time.
Mm-hmm.
We're really trying to fit these in whenever we can. But yeah, we're always out there making content, talking about content. It's just, it's hard. It's hard to commit to doing.
Well, but also too,
I commend you for doing guidance counselor 5 days a week.
It's aggressive.
Doing it is pretty crazy.
It's aggressive. And I think what people don't realize, like Brandon runs his agency out of Lexington, Kentucky. It's doing very well, and then obviously with me running my agency as well. I mean, running, the team and what I'm doing is, it's hard. It's hard to keep this consistent. So our goal is to do this every Tuesday. We were going to do it at 11, but Brandon was coming back from a doc appointment. So we moved it to 11:30 Central. So we are back. Brandon, what you sipping on coffee wise today, man?
Neurologist, not urologist. I was involved in a fall a couple weeks ago that has not improved and had this pain that was going on, and they ordered a CAT scan.
And for the record, what were you hanging? What were you doing that made you?
There might be children in the audience, so I was looking at Elf on the Shelf. Let's put it that way.
You were looking at Elf on the Shelf.
I was looking at Elf on the Shelf very closely while standing on a coffee table, which should never happen. But when it's 1 a.m. and you're tired, you do lazy things and you learn. So anyway, it was that. But yeah, white hazelnut bark iced coffee from Dunkin' Donuts, delicious.
I think will give me that thing's give me diabetes just you talking about it.
Yeah, it's probably 6 cups of sugar.
Yeah. For me, I am drinking Sunagros from Louisville.
The word gross being in there doesn't really turn me on.
Hold on. No, hold on. Sunagros is how they say it. Sunagros.
Elf on the Shelf related urology appointment. I wish it's one. It's such a bad story. I mean, I had to tell that story like 13 times yesterday.
Oh, man. Yeah. So, for example,
it's not like I was doing anything, worth scared over.
Sunagros. Is its name.
How do you spell this?
Here, I'm gonna throw it in the chat and you can pop it up.
Yes.
Sunagros coffee.
Sunnygross coffee.
Sunnygross coffee. It's really good. It's really, really delicious.
We're really selling it hard for this company.
It's my favorite coffee shop in Louisville.
Despite the name, we will go with it.
It's so good.
I don't see anything in the chat from private chat. There we are. Yep, that's probably what I would say.
Sunagros. Abraham's drinking Starbucks French roast with hazelnut creamer. I love it.
Post a comment. I'm gonna post the URL.
How do you say Louisville? It's Louisville. It's Louisville.
Oh, I think StreamYard's fun. Yeah, I think that's it. You put a golf ball in your mouth and say,
put a golf ball in your mouth and say it, Louisville. All right. So, Brandon and I never really have an agenda. One thing I was interested in, and Brandon, I don't know if you've seen it, just the difference right now of what Instagram is going through versus TikTok in terms of organic reach. In my experience, which has been fascinating, I was super big on TikTok, right? I mean, super heavy on TikTok. I think a lot of people in the content space was, But I'm gonna be honest with you, it's switching to Instagram right now. In my opinion, I think Instagram, and just in terms of reach, organic, non-paid reach, in my opinion, is better than TikTok.
Yeah, Instagram, I think they keep getting better as far as the algorithm is concerned and feeding you people that you actually would enjoy.
Yeah.
TikTok is still pretty great at that also.
Sure.
But I feel like TikTok, it's only monetized and only added the shops in the last like 6 months, really, in a big way.
Yeah.
So I think that they're going to have to hone that in and kind of figure it out. I mean, I would be interested to know like how much cash they're trying to show their shareholders and that sort of thing. Like, do they really need these features, or do they think that they're just helping out creators and business owners by giving us these tools? But nonetheless, a lot of people are complaining out there that TikTok feels just like QVC.
Dude, it's bad.
There's somebody that's just like, hey, you need a tape measure? Like, here's
it's bad.
Feature.
I mean, right now, like I would say every 3 swipes is a TikTok shop right now.
Yeah, and a lot of now I would say in my initial, this is off the cuff, I'd have to look through to verify that I really believe this, but I'm pretty sure this is accurate. The organic stuff feels like it's a lot more tailored to me, and the paid ads and any of the TikTok shop stuff that's in the For You does not necessarily feel like it's tailored for me. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
So I think that feels a little bit arbitrary.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty weird. Yeah, I mean, it's a good thing. I feel like the execution of the shops is actually pretty strong. Like, you open up the shop and just the UX.
I've actually bought something. It actually got me once.
Yeah. Did you like the experience of actually buying something?
It's pretty easy.
Yeah, it was pretty simple. Well, it's nice whenever you let Instagram and other people do your R&D for you,
Yeah.
But yeah, TikTok I think you mentioned this before we went live, maybe, but you were saying, that going viral isn't really racking up all the followers that it used to.
Yeah, I mean, I had one post.
Pressing the follow button is harder to do now.
Yeah, I had one post recently where basically it got a lot, and like when I say a lot, like a few, like 20, 30, 40,000, maybe 50,000 plays, and I got like 200 followers off of it. And I think if I posted that to a year and a half ago, it would have been, multiple hundreds.
I mean, so there's questions with that. I feel like the views that you're getting right now, but not getting the followers, are these real views or are they fake views?
Well, that's another thing too. And that's where the whole social media thing, like, and I kind of want to pivot this into another thing too, is posting too much hurt you? Does posting too much hurt you? Because I've sent you some voice memos about that with my strategy. Yeah. In my experience, and the way I view social media now is not about followers. It's not about likes. It's not even about impressions. It's literally just top of mind always. Because here's the deal. Like, even if like the power of content is just because if you post something and someone doesn't watch it, it doesn't mean they don't see it. And the whole thing about content is to be top of mind all the time. So even if somebody doesn't post, even if you don't watch it, you're gonna say, "Oh, I saw Brandon's post today," and I think that's important. And really, but in my position at Gun, I have my head of marketing asking me what I need to look at, and I just said impressions. It's not about follower count anymore. I think TikTok completely changed that.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a good analogy for that, but I'm a little distracted by our number up here next to live where it says we got like 10 people or something watching.
Yeah, I think StreamYard updated the analytics because my guidance counselor this morning had like 15, 16 people on it this morning. So I think they're actually, I think that feature, I don't know. I think that feature on StreamYard that they released where you can see the eyeball is actually like people like, I think viewing at one time, I think.
Got it. Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
Well, so I don't know, is it a post New Year's and people are kind of hyped to be back at work, or they're sitting at work and they're bored and not really like trying to get back into it, and so they're tuning in right now? But that number is usually 0 or 1.
Right.
So That's why I bring it up. That number is bigger than 2 right now, which is cool.
Exactly.
So, hey, everybody, and thanks for hanging out. Tell me in the chat right now, maybe what you're doing. Like, are you procrastinating? Are you at lunch? Or you just get back? Like, why are you here? What are you doing?
Well, I have to be here. So.
Well, you have to be there.
So, anyways, what are your thoughts on that? Impressions? Is posting too much? Can it hurt you? Because I know I've sent you voice memos. Am I posting too much on LinkedIn? I post 5 times a day on LinkedIn.
Yeah, I still don't think that there's any way for anybody to tell you the right cadence, the right time, the right any of that. I think it just totally matters to what you want to do.
And because I posted my vlog count was down, but I posted a vlog 2 days ago. It got 1,000 views. My vlogs usually average like 300 or 400 views. So like if you're going off, so then some people would say,
nice.
So I just see Abraham like in like a red robe with drinking his like Starbucks coffee, just watching us.
Yeah.
Surveillance and listening. I love it, Gene. I love it.
Yeah. So I feel like there's a few things to it, because you have the machine part of it, the mechanical algorithm component of it, and then you have the audience component of it. And both of those things have to mesh well together, because the audience interaction and what it's telling the algorithm all goes hand in hand, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you set expectations with your audience that you're going to post once a month, cool. If you post, I mean, look at somebody like Peter McKinnon in the photo video space, or you get somebody that's like, I think Beeple, the artist. I think these are kind of people that they already have big brands,
mm-hmm.
which is probably a component of this. But the art that they put out, the posts that they put out, takes such curation and time to actually put together that they've set that this is the kind of content they put out. They know it takes this long to put it together. And so that has dictated their cadence for posting. Does that make sense?
Right.
And because of that cadence, it seems like the audience is like, cool, I guess that's how long it takes to get a new post from this person. And everybody's in on it. And then the algorithm doesn't seem to care, because they still have millions of followers, and the millions of followers still see it, and they're still growing. It's not like they're just,
Mm-hmm.
So, but then you look at other accounts that post 400 times a day, exaggerating, of course, but they post a lot. And they're still stuck at 1,000 followers.
Because like for me, like I kind of put myself in other people's shoes with all my posting, right? Eugene, it's good to see you, man. Is like, I post 5 times a day on LinkedIn. So like people are like, well, Taylor posts a lot, so I'm not going to engage in every single post, which is fine. But then it's like, so then some people would tell me, okay, well then it actually makes more sense to post less. And so it's the scarcity law, right? You're not out there a lot, so people engage with you more whenever you post something. But for me, my job specifically, I don't necessarily want to be a thought leader, even though that's obviously come about because of what I do. I want to be on the top of every hiring manager's mind when they need a software developer. And the only way to do that is to be all over LinkedIn. I don't care how many impressions I get. I just need to be all over it. And that's kind of my mindset.
Yeah. It goes with your overall brand within the market and your industry also. Because I mean, if you're a huge name, you can take 3 months off, make one post, and still get millions of impressions.
Or like Casey Neistat could make one post and get millions of views.
Take a whole year off and come back. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
It wouldn't matter. But somebody that doesn't have any brand can post 5 times a day, and it is what it is.
So basically, what we're getting at,
like, what do people actually want to hear from you or not?
Well, so Eugene brings up Eugene brings up an interesting post. Eugene, this is what I've been thinking about. Also, too many posts cannibalize each other. See, I don't know. Like, I mean, no one knows.
I see. Yeah. What's her name? Cody Sanchez.
I don't know.
Cody, right? You know what I'm talking about in the entrepreneurship, thought leadership world. Whatever.
Maybe if you.
I feel like she's got a very similar thing to Hormozy, like the number of times posted and all over different platforms. And I mean, I see all her stuff. It doesn't seem, and I'm not really engaging with it. It's just there. So it doesn't seem like the cannibalization part is really a big thing. I think it always, like, I feel like we're trying to overcomplicate this.
Well, yeah. Well, it's a pod. It's
if
two
there's
news
an audience
podcast,
that
so
wants
we're gonna overcomplicate everything.
I know, but if there's an audience that wants to consume it and people are looking at the thing, the algorithm goes, I guess this is good. I'm going to keep sharing it.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if it's the biggest brand in the world or if it's a nobody. If it's good, it's going to get shared. If it sucks, it's not going to get shared.
Yeah. I mean, because like my thought, Eugene, you make one post and get 500 views, or you get 5 posts and 500 views. You're getting to 500 views the same. It's just in a different way. And so I would say, I don't think it's the cannibalization. I think it's what I'm talking. I think it's a little bit more around like the scarcity thing. And I think if people see you a lot, people don't think they have to engage because you're all over their feeds. But it depends what your goal is, in my opinion. But again, my goal is top of mind. So I just need to be everywhere.
But see, it's also a balance of, talking about scarcity. Well, in relation to what? In relation to your brand. I mean, if you have no brand, there's no such thing as scarcity because there's nobody looking for you anyway, right? So, I mean, scarcity, in my opinion, only works whenever your brand is big enough within whatever that circle of influence that you're trying to have. So and I don't know what your metrics, it's contextual, person to person, of course, but if you've arrived at whatever that marker of success of, like, I've got certain market share, then scarcity, I think, could work for you. But if you're nobody, I don't think it works at all.
100%.
Does that make sense? Capacity is a big factor. Deliver high quality miss. Quality over quantity. Yeah.
I mean, because then, I mean, the big Eugene brings up a great spot, right? People get so concerned about, do I need to have a DSLR and all this lighting, or nope.
No. I mean,
nope.
There are way too many context in the story behind what the post is it.
Yeah.
Literally nothing else matters.
Yeah.
Here in Kentucky, there's a dad that went viral maybe 2-3 months ago. His son, I believe, was getting picked on at school, and the administration, he felt like, was doing nothing because he would go up to the school, talk about it, complain, bring it up, and they would literally say, you were lying, you were not telling the truth. Meanwhile, they have social media posts and texts from these kids that, it's true. So anyway, literally the dad, just with a phone, it's a dad in coal mining Kentucky, talking to his phone, walking through a parking lot of a school like this, reacting after a meeting. That's it. Thing goes viral. Like, think about that.
Yeah.
That's all story. Yep. It's a guy that is wearing coal miner uniform, so it's not like the clothes matter. He's, let's just say it, he's not the typical model look.
Right.
So that has nothing to do with it. The setting is in a parking lot of a school with the phone in natural sunlight.
Yeah.
The only thing that mattered was what he had to say. Yep. That's what mattered. Yep. We get distracted by all this other crap that really doesn't matter.
Yep.
Agreed. Now, if you can control those things, that's cool too. But I feel like we obsess over the production and we don't obsess over the story when the story is the only thing that matters. The production can help the story, but come on, we gotta say something worth paying attention to.
100%. 100%. Cool.
Yep.
All right.
Sweet. Well, it's always a short one. We try to keep it 15, 20 minutes, whatever. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll do this again next Tuesday at noon Eastern, right?
Noon Eastern, 11 Central. Yep.
Yep. Cool.
And if y'all do have any suggestions or anything you want to talk about content creation wise, I mean, we can crowdsource it too. So feel free to DM us or just comment here and we'll talk about it next time. But otherwise, appreciate y'all hanging out with us.
Yep. Thanks so much. We'll see you next time.